What if you could own a piece of mid-century modern history right here in Granada Hills? Welcome to the stunning Eichler home in the Balboa Highlands, a true architectural gem designed by the legendary Quincy Jones. Featuring 4 bedrooms and just under 2,100 square feet of open, light-filled living space, this Granada Hills home for sale is the definition of California modern living. With post and beam construction, floor-to-ceiling glass, and that seamless indoor-outdoor flow Eichler homes are famous for. Whether you're moving to Granada Hills or just love iconic design, this Eichler home tour will show you why these homes are so highly sought after and so rarely available. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. Wow, can't wait to show you our newest listing right behind me, an Eichler home that's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,077 square feet of living space on an 11,748 square foot lot built in 1963. So again, this is an Eichler home, and if you're an aficionado, so to speak, of Eichler homes, then you know that this is the largest enclave of Eichler-built homes here in Southern California. You can go to Orange County or Thousand Oaks, but the majority of them are here, and there's approximately about 100 of them here in the Balboa Highlands. Now we're in the city of Granada Hills, California. Granada Hills located about 25 to 30 miles north of downtown Los Angeles. We're north of Rinaldi Street. So this home right behind me, we're gonna get into all the details, what makes an Eichler home, why is it so popular, and stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm gonna go into detail why if you're buying a historically designated home here in Southern California, you need to know about the Mills Act. All right, let's turn around and start this home tour. So the Eichler homes, they're not just houses, they're living pieces of California's architectural story. Designed in the 1950s and 60s by visionaries like Quincy Jones, these homes were built around the philosophy of bringing the outdoors in. And you'll notice the signature Eichler features throughout this home. Every line and material choice is intentional, creating a feeling of openness, warmth, and connection to nature. What makes Eichler homes so special is the experience they offer, the sense of calm and community they foster, and the timeless design that feels just as modern today as it did 60 years ago. In neighborhoods like the Balboa Highlands in Granada Hills, these homes have become architectural icons, treasured by those who appreciate mid-century design and the spirit of California living. This home tour, no different than our others. We're gonna start with the exterior of the home. And the first thing you're gonna see is the flat or this gently sloped roofs, which are typical of an Eichler home. Now we're gonna show you the exposed beams that they have in the interior of the house when we get to that point. But you have your driveway, and then take a look here on the exterior of the siding of this home. So this is all wood siding, and there's only a few paint colors that are recommended for Eichler built homes, and this is one of them. So the home are looking to keep the exterior as much as possible to the aesthetics of an Eichler home. So of course you have the red door over here right in front, and that's where we're gonna enter into the courtyard. Now that we've made it through the front door doesn't take you into the interior of the home. Instead, it brings us into the central atrium or courtyard that really extends the living space into nature. And what I mean by that is that basically you're having all this natural light flood not only the central courtyard atrium area, but the entire home as well. And that's one of the key features of an Eichler home, is to be able to have all that natural light shine through. Now here, just like the exterior, the homeowner painted, so it gives it a very fresh look. All right, so now that you've seen this central courtyard area, this atrium area, let's go check out the interior of the home itself. We're gonna open this glass sliding door, and now you're gonna be entering into the living room. Now, as you enter right into this living room, you know, there's a transition almost, right? Almost a continuation from outside to inside. Here, again, it's all about nature. So you have this aggregated concrete that you have here on this flooring, and then as you stare into this room, you're gonna notice all of the floor to ceiling glass walls, and that brings in natural light and views of the outdoors. And then on top, take a look at the post and beam construction, allowing for open, airy interiors without the interior load-bearing walls. Now here's something else that you obviously don't see in most homes today, and this is a key feature of an Eichler home, are the radiant floor heating vents. So that way you don't have those bulky vents that you usually typically see, on your walls. So in this room, again, you have that mid-century feel. Now you have the tile flooring right here in your living room and dining room combo area. You have the fireplace over there to your left, and then over to your right, you have this formal dining space. I absolutely love this light fixture above. Now, this wasn't original to the home itself, but I do like the style of it. Now, speaking of light fixtures, take a look at the globe lights, and there's several of them throughout this entire home. These are the original globe lights. So you can find them online in a few different places, but they're not cheap. So that's one of the things that a lot of Eichler enthusiasts who are looking to buy Eichler homes, they always ask about the globe lights. It is a great feature here in these Eichler homes. All right, let's continue on. So we're gonna go back over to the dining area again. Now over to your left, you're gonna have your slider that'll go into the backyard, but you have this large dining space. You can easily put a much larger table over here. Now we're gonna swing around back and we're gonna take a look at the living room. So I wanna show you this. So most people are going to put their big screen TV in this wall over here or up against the fireplace. And the reason why I say that is because this wall does not have a lot of drywall in it. That's just how they were built. And on the other side is mahogany, which we were gonna show you after we show you the kitchen. And speaking of the kitchen, we're gonna walk through this door. This is the original door. So, if you wanna be able to keep the charm and the originality of an Eichler home, you're gonna wanna have doors like this. Now over to the left, you're gonna have this room. This is not one of the 4 bedrooms that we have in this home. And so again, you have the tile flooring, and over to your right is where you're going to find your washer and dryer hookups. Now I've seen some of the homes here in this neighborhood, these Eichler homes have it in the garage, so you could move it there, but in the home is where you have the washer and dryer on this one. And this one also has a slider into the backyard. This would make a perfect home office, right? Or maybe a small workout studio for sure. And take a look at 2 things here. So this is the original mahogany that these homes were designed with back in the 1960s. So, you wouldn't want to paint over this. It would really diminish the quality of you having an Eichler home. So let me know what you think of the house so far. Now we're gonna walk into the kitchen itself. Now in this kitchen, obviously they didn't have granite countertops back in the 1960s, but we showed you the formal dining space, but you also have an eat-in area here, and it would be quite easy to be able to put a couple of stools right here along this side as well if you wanted to. You have the gas burner cooktop right there, as well as a trash compactor and dishwasher that are stainless steel. This is more custom cabinetry. And then I like the fact that you have the color contrast going on here, because the flooring has some of the same color as the cabinetry, right? It's even more of a lighter beige, but at the same time, there's a lot of hints of gray in there too. And the gray goes perfectly with the stainless steel appliances, your double sink basin, right? So those go together perfectly. And then your granite countertop has black, brown, beige, and gray all intertwined. You have a tile backsplash, so there's not a lot of color in it, but that's because you already have the color from the granite countertops as well as your cabinetry. And then something that you see a lot of in new construction, well, you'll see a couple cabinets on each side where you have the cabinetry where you can actually see through. And here it's more of like a frosted glass. It's not complete see-through because you don't want everybody to see all the different types of dishes that you have. But for design purposes, it does look really nice. So you do have your nickel handles on your cabinetry. And like we were talking about before, you have several globe lights. And of course you have your beams going across and your wood ceilings on this vaulted ceiling. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group, your trusted Los Angeles real estate agent. And I've been fortunate enough to do this for over 21 years now. And we're fortunate enough also to have more than 250 five-star reviews on Zillow and Google combined. All right, so when it comes to a house like this, that's especially unique and special, you want to make sure that you're using an agent that specializes in getting the house ready for sale, right? So there's so many things that it entails. And of course, we have our complimentary staging, right? We have our Concierge Plus program that allows you to make repairs or remodel with no cost up front. And several of the homes in this neighborhood that we've worked with in the past have used that program to be able to maximize their profit on that. And again, you don't pay a single cent up front. It's basically whatever you decide with our contractor, that gets negotiated, and you basically only pay that at the close of escrow, not a single penny up front. But a lot of times, sometimes our sellers have their own contract and we work with their contractor to make sure everything is done properly, right? Especially if the seller lives out of the area, they can't be here to oversee stuff. So that's just some of the things that we do. Maybe be cleaning, maybe be paint color, design ideas, so many different things. So these are just a few of the things. So if you're a seller looking to sell, whether it be an Eichler home or any other home here in Southern California, love to be able to show you how we actually prepare and get our homes ready for sale. Because quite often, a lot of our sellers come to us 6, 12, 18 months in advance, and we're able to put together a specific plan that's basically catered to what you might be looking for. At the end of the day, it's about you. So you know what? Maybe you need paint, maybe you need flooring, maybe you need a new electrical panel. Whatever it may be, we're here to help and be able to facilitate that. Let's show you the rest of this house. Come on. All right, so as we step back here, we're gonna go through the living room again, and now we're gonna show you where all 4 bedrooms are on the south side of the house. So we're gonna start over here. Once again, you are going to see the globe lights in this room. So in this hallway, we actually replaced the flooring, and that's because the flooring was quite weathered and worn, to say the least. And that includes the bedrooms as well. All right, so this is your first bedroom, and this one faces south. Like I said before, you have the luxury vinyl plank flooring. You're going to see the wood beam going across from east to west, as well as the wood ceiling on top. You have the dual pane windows that you can see in this room, and you have the wall-to-wall closet over to your left. So that is bedroom number 1. Now let's talk about schools while we have a minute. So one of the most popular elementary schools here in Granada Hills is Van Gogh Charter Elementary. That services TK through 5th grade. Your middle school is award-winning, and it always seems to rank 10 out of 10 by gradeschools.org. That is Robert Frost Middle School, serving grades 6 through 8. And then this home is serviced by Kennedy High School, which is located also here in Granada Hills. So if schools are something that are important to you, you got some great schools, especially the elementary and middle schools. So your hallway bathroom out here, the vanity is outside where the shower enclosure and the toilet is located. You got your dual sink bowl basins, right? And your granite countertop. It's the same color countertop that you actually found in the kitchen itself. You have your nickel handles on that with the brown color on the cabinetry and a newer mirror and some modern lights. I really like the wood on top. And then of course, you have the fresh look of the tile in your shower and tub enclosure. Now let's make our way over into the primary bedroom. I've showed you 3 of the bedrooms thus far, and now we're going to go into the primary suite. So immediately as you enter into this primary suite, you find your primary bathroom, completely remodeled. Of course, you have your dual sink basin, separate mirrors on this vanity, and it's the same color cabinets as you found in the hallway bathroom. And then you have a small medicine cabinet on both sides, both to the left as well over to the right with the mirror. And then of course you have to have your walk-in closet. So this is a huge walk-in closet with so many built-ins, and once again, you find yourself with a globe light, trying to keep as many of the light fixtures true to the Eichler style. Over to your left is where you're gonna have your shower. And then I like how you have this stone tile work here in the actual shower enclosure, so it's quite big. And then of course you have the designer tile going up from floor almost all the way to the top of the ceiling in this home. And as for the primary bedroom itself, well, take a look at this, right? So of course you have the beam running across it, the wood ceiling, and most importantly, another entrance into your backyard. But here we are, in the early afternoon hours, and look at all the natural light that's able to come into this home just in this room, not even including the rest of the house. So the fact you're able to have all that natural light coming in because you have these large glass windows over to your right. So now we're in the backyard, and again, this is a 11,748 square foot lot. Now, of course, this is sort of basically a blank canvas, so you can do so many different things over here. But I really wanted to show you and give you the perspective of what this home looks like from here towards the end of the backyard, facing the house itself. Now, one of the key points, like we talked about before, is those flat and gently sloped roofs, right? And we showed you the exposed beams beforehand, but this is what they're known for, are these flat and gently sloped roofs, which we obviously have here. And now you also can see also from the outside, seeing all these floor to ceiling glass walls. It can just give you a much better perspective. But depending on what you want to do, you can be a minimalist or you can do so many different things here in the backyard. So we're going to walk around here because you also have a side yard too. So that's always nice. You can never have enough space, but maybe you want to have a storage shed or whatever you decide you want to put over here. But again, you have some trees and greenery over here on this side yard. And then, depending on how you want to set things up, you can have a garden set up right here if you so desire. At the beginning of this video, I told you about the Mills Act. So if you're thinking about buying or already own an Eichler home here in Los Angeles County, one thing you should definitely know about is the Mills Act. And this program offers significant property tax saving, sometimes thousands of dollars a year, for homeowners who agree to preserve the architectural integrity of their historic property. So to qualify, your Eichler needs to be designed as a historic property by the city, and you'll sign a contract to maintain and protect its original mid-century features. And each city manages its own Mills Act program, so you want to check with your local preservation office, and that's something we can help with, or planning department to see if your home is eligible. But for many Eichler homeowners, it's an incredible way to save money and help protect one of California's most iconic home styles for generations to come. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. All right, so what do you think of this Eichler home here in Granada Hills, California? Again, this home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2,077 square feet of living space. I think if you're looking for a home that's mid-century design, this is a quintessential home that should be on your list. So many people love moving into the Balboa Highlands, and the Balboa Highlands, again, like I said before, has the largest concentration of Eichler homes here in Southern California. So whether you're looking for an Eichler home, a home in a designated area, have questions about the things you should know about homes that are historically designated, always feel free to reach out. And if you're a buyer, love to be able to guide you through the entire process. I think right now you really need an agent that has a pulse on the market, number one, but being able to basically ensure you understand what the next step of the process is, especially for first-time buyers, which equate more than 34% of the market right now. So if you're a first-time buyer and nobody sat you down to explain how to get your offer accepted in this crazy market and what to expect, then that's something that you need to do. Whether it be for myself or any other agent, that should be the first step. But love to guide you through the entire process. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My name is Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. We'll see you on the next home tour.